think I would have to think of a good name. I'm not sure.
Pixel Podcast? No. I don't know. I know nobody's watching, but that'd be pretty
You could
neat.
do like the morning dew, and then just have like pixelated water background.
Okay,
I don't
but
know, because even though it's not morning, it's like almost 7 p.m.
no.
I don't know.
Can't say the night show because that's overdone.
All right. Anyway, are we just gonna hop into it?
But not yet. We're gonna wait a little bit. I know it sounds weird, but it says just starting. Don't judge me. Banter me.
Well,
I'm just crunching. Alright, so I think we should just get started then at this point. Alright.
all right, let's do it. Let's get right on to the news.
Alright. Welcome, everybody, to the stream, the most fabulous stream ever created.
Hello, people.
I'm your
Hello,
host,
good world.
Yield, my name is CurlyPodcast, so I forgot. And that is my guest, Dumb Ignat, as his gamer tag. And we're going to be talking about Warzone, Valorant, and all the stuff in between. Complaints, what you love about it, what you hate about it, everything.
We hate about it.
Or what he hates about it, and what I hate about it.
My opinion matters, and we're gonna tell you why.
Yeah. Thank you for clicking in and joining and watching and all that fun jazz. So yeah, go ahead and what's going to be our first topic is, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it with so much vigor and anger that everybody's going to feel it. Akimbo should be taken out.
Akimbo what? To be exact. We're talking about the snake shots, not just any gun. We're talking about 357 magnums, okay? This can kill you in 2 shots, and it's still in the game. So, it's funny because the developers did talk about it. They had a Twitter poll, and everyone wanted to get rid of it. And they said, that's fine, we'll get rid of it. And they dropped a recent update where they took out bounties, which pissed even more people off. And they didn't nerf the snake shots, which made it, even more bad of a game. So, my point is, how did they do that and then go behind their back, say they were going to nerf them, and then just didn't nerf it? But to be honest, at least they brought back, bounties, so I guess I'm cool with that. But I don't know if you've experienced
Well, playing team deathmatch.
snake shots.
I typically do. Snake
Yeah.
shots are awful. I know we have a friend that mutual Taylor. He's also has the snake shots unlocked. Even he thinks they're OP because he says at distance,
they are.
At distance you have the advantage, but non-distance you do not have the.
Oh, well, yeah, we're talking about, like, close proximity. You're done. There's no chance. But because the only way you could defend against it is if, one, you have a shotgun, or if you have an MP7, MP5, maybe, but the thing is, it's akimbo, so you hit left trigger, right trigger, you shoot twice. Really, if you hit headshots or above chest, they're done.
Yeah,
it's just
skill out of the game.
Yeah, well, I don't really play multiplayer much because I'm more into the battle royale side of things. I play Warzone all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just frustrating. I would rather get RPG'd, to be honest. I run EOD. I can defend against RPGs, but I can't do anything against the snake shots. And it's crazy because as soon as someone drops a loadout, if someone flying in from the sky gets the loadout and they have snake shots, and because you know how 2 care packages land right next to each other.
Yeah.
Someone could just come straight out of Gulag, pick up snake shots, and wipe out an entire team. And that sounds like I'm joking, but that's a serious thing that actually happens. It's just wild.
Yeah,
but
I agree with you on that one for sure. Worsies, as weird as that is. But I say with snake shots also, when it comes into effect, mostly with what you do and what can happen, is snake shots. All you gotta do is pull them out. I've been killed with them. You've been killed with them. I think we were in that typical location we always drop at, where we drop.
Yeah,
go there.
we do drop where
and he'll
Yeah.
pop us. Like, let's say they get their loadout, and we're just kind of moving around. Let's say the TV station. We hop in. All they gotta do is just sit and camp. I remember watching Summit 1G. He did the same thing. He brought up the point that Call of Duty Warzone, unlike other like a player in Battlegrounds, Fortnite, is you can't really hide as long as you could in Warzone. Warzone's mostly deserted because most people hide. They'll find a house, which everybody's done. Nobody can say they haven't.
Well, I think you can accredit that to the people that developed the game. They literally said when they were building this game that they were trying to cater to all the players that felt like they weren't good at the game. They wanted to give them a competitive edge by map design. That's why all these maps you see in multiplayer, which is why I don't really play multiplayer, there's multiple windows, there's doors you can open. So like people that are playing aggressive, you can still open a door quietly, but people will see that if they don't hear it. It's just like all these things that add up that pretty much deter people from playing aggressive because it's a disadvantage. I mean, obviously it's usually a disadvantage to play aggressive, but I mean, a lot of people have good fun playing aggressive. A lot of people like watching people that play aggressive. You watch people like Shroud and Skadoodle and all these other kids that play aggressive. Ninja, Tfue, all these kids usually play aggressive, go for high kill games. I mean, sure, the goal is to win, but you're not going to want to sit there and watch someone win a game that only has 1 or 2 kills. You'd rather see someone try and pub stomp and get 10 plus 20 kills. It's just, but that's, like I said, map design. The developers said that they were trying to bridge the gap, allow players to, that aren't necessarily competitive, that haven't played the game in a while. They want them to still continue to have fun and play the game. And what they did was they made the maps to where it kind of balanced out. It has a lot of camping advantages.
Yeah, with what you're saying, I 100% agree with. Because when you play the map, it's too. Like, you can play, like, very actiony, very close cornered if you want, or if you don't want to. But the way that I see it, mostly with. I hate Call of Duty's multiplayer is because campers. First thing you see in that game is what are they doing? Camping. And you are correct. I can see what you mean, but to me, as a decent player going up against a non-skilled player, and that player just sits in a corner with a shotgun and holds it and then just pulls a trigger and gets an automatic kill. All because they hit there when, like, you play games, I'm pretty like Apex. Every time I watch an Apex video, they're always bumming. They're always rushing, going, killing as fast as possible. I've played it. That's a very fast game. It's meant for the competitive atmosphere.
It depends. It depends. Because I've played Apex also, and at the beginning of the game, it was a pretty fast-paced game. A lot of people were using the wingman, but they kind of catered again to the players that weren't as good, because what they did was one of the first updates they dropped was they nerfed the wingman. They nerfed the damage and range, and then on top of that, they hit it with a second nerf, and they reduced the mag size to 4 bullets. It was like 6 or 7 right off, or it might have even been higher than that, but so it wasn't even worth picking up unless you could find a extended mag. But and then not to mention on Apex, since we're on that note, they also came out with Watson, the character that could literally put trip wire in a room so it could prevent people from rushing into the room, which I would say would be the
Claymores, trip mines.
Yeah, it would be the same as using Claymores or bouncing Bettys, leaping Lucy's,
What do you
Same
think?
thing.
Leaping Lucy's, I love that. I don't know why I like that so much. Have you? Do you remember whenever what's it called? Apex had a tournament, and the guy who won, he won purely because he was super aggressive. But they're like, do you think? I don't think Warzone can compete competitively unless they got rid of certain things like they do in Pro League. Shotgun should be removed. I think.
Okay, well, you could say that about a lot of things, though. When you're talking about competitive speaking, a lot of battle royales have a lot of specifications that they have to reach in determining like who's the true winner. Like, a lot of times they have like a point scale, because for Fortnite, for example, if you win one match, because it's usually not just one match, it's multiple matches. The way it is it's based on kills for one, and then if you place within, I believe it's top 10, top 5, you get a certain point scale for that, and then if you win, you get like 15 points, something massive. So the motive there is to just win. If you can win by any means, and then get at least like 5 kills, you'll have a bunch of points. Yeah. So I think the thing is, if they are going to go competitive, which, I mean, they already have websites out there that are hosting tournaments, and it's all on a point scale also. They usually run like 2 against 2 or solos, because basically what they would do is just do a team of 2 and a team of 2 in the same lobby, which would be quads. And then the 2 teams just go off and do their own thing, and then whoever comes out with the most kills would basically win. That's the way that the point scale works for other websites, But it has nothing to do with if you win. There's no point scale for that. So I feel like if they come together and they actually say we're going to start hosting tournaments, like LAN events and stuff, they would have to either have a custom match similar to what Fortnite does at LANs, or they would have to do a point scale system. So
yeah,
but I see what you're saying, but that's hard to limit them to only picking up M4s, and that's a lot of
like
development time.
If they did that, they should. I saw one post online recently where you should have fast-paced BR and then you should have normal BR. Where
there was
talking about how you can make the normal BR just the way it is, and you want speed BR. Is you get rid of the you keep the rocket launchers, because I don't think those are too OP. Because if you're too close ranged, you also get affected. But what like shotguns can be removed because nobody uses them anyway in game at that point. I've clutched with them early on.
To be honest, there is a new shotgun that is insane. It shoots the dragon breath, the gold one.
Fuck you guys.
That
play Warzone.
The incendiary rounds. That one is insane.
Hippie's mad at us. And Jake popped in as well. Hey Jake. Hey.
Hi, Hippie.
But yeah, like I said, I think because I saw one guy where there should be a competitive one, where it meant for like there should be 2 different war zones, but that also comes in the thing that's more servers that Call of Duty then has to pay, save money.
Yeah, but it's a pretty big company, so I don't think it would be, that big of a deal. Because didn't Activision take over Blizzard? Don't they have access to all of their servers?
Yeah,
I'm not 100% sure, but
Activision bought over, and then Activision now owns. Well, my bad. They don't own. They coexist. Technically means they.
Okay, so they didn't engulf the Blizzard company. They just kind of. I don't know. I didn't read into that, so.
Yeah, like I said, when it comes to that type stuff, I think, you could only do. I think quads should be the competitive one, and then they should have competitive solo, and then keep the trios, duos, quads, and singles.
I would honestly like to see duos if they do a custom match based lobby where they like invite everyone to a LAN and like a LAN event, public event. And they just have a bunch of people going at it. Teams of 2, 150 people.
Yeah,
I think that'd be insane to watch.
I think duos needs to be brought back. Trios is okay, and most people play trios anyway. Even if it's just 2 people, you can still win a trio with 2 people. But like I've always said with that type of stuff, I think Warzone, to me, like I said, Call of Duty maps are not as good as they used to be. Even now, today's standards, if you brought all those maps back from the original, they're not as good as we think they are. They're still camper zones. But how we played,
they're not.
The way we played back in the day just shows it, because camping was big, but I feel like in our minds,
people didn't have as much knowledge, like you're saying. They know how to play now. That's kind of how I feel about most games. Like that's why Fortnite was fun in the beginning. Everyone was trying to learn how to play the game. That's why I don't play Fortnite anymore, because everyone builds these mansions and all these quick edits and all that stuff. And back when I first played, we could hardly build ramps. We could hardly build a 1x1, and that was fun to me because it was really all about gun skill and even if you were placing up just a wall, you were better than most of the people that were playing at the time. But once everyone passed that skill gap where people learned how to build and then do crazy things, that's when I kind of lost interest. And then
that's when I lost interest as well.
But that's the thing with battle royales. You don't know what's gonna surpass the next battle royale. Like Warzone is a lot of fun. It's probably the most fun I've had in a battle royale besides Apex Legends being a close second. But all it takes is a new, fresh battle royale, and then people are back on that high of playing a brand new game. Everyone's figuring it out, and you find these people that are really good, and I think that's what's part of the fun, is just finding out what guns are fun to use, which guns are new, and new spots you can hit, because I'm still learning stuff on Warzone to this day. So until people are finding out new combinations to get on their loadout crate. I see people using I use the M4A1 and the AX50, the overkill class, but I've seen people with MP7 rocket launcher classes, and they just run at people and they play super aggro, and it's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, MP7s are pretty good. Yeah.
Fuck the snake shots, though. Fuck the snake shots.
Jake brought up a good point, and he said to build defensive, you built a wall and fought. Now you have to build in 10 seconds to the build limit. Which I can agree after seeing what's his name, Ninja. He would do it, climb it real tall up, real high up, and you sit there and go, "Wow, I'm never gonna play this game. So what's the point? Because that takes too much time and effort to."
Well, learn
how to build. I can never you can compete with Ninja if you just get on him, but at the same time, he thinks you're stream sniping half the time if you kill him on accident. But
yeah, to be honest though, props to those people that are still playing Fortnite, because that's a lot of time and dedication that I don't have. I could put it into a game like Warzone, because I know it just requires gun skill and map awareness, stuff I've used in every other Call of Duty. So, that's just secondhand nature for me. But Fortnite's its own monster, so props to those people that are still playing that. But
yeah, I couldn't do it.
It's just not my cup of tea.
Neither.
Or cup of coffee.
Like I said, I don't think there's any shooters that are my type. I've played shooters my entire life. I played them with you. I played them with I played Call of Duty.
Halo. Halo was a lot of fun.
But now if I go back to Halo, Call of Duty's... I don't even notice.
Okay, but that's the issue. If you go back to any game, the only people that are still playing that game are the people that are insanely good at that game.
Yeah, you brought up that point. Yeah.
Because if you go back to Halo and you play, you're either going to have the people that are kind of like backseat gamers. They still have old Xbox 360, and they're just playing the game to have fun. So you might pub stomp a few games, but then you'll come across the people that are still playing that game, still grinding it, and they are not missing shots. And that's what makes it not fun like it was back in the day. That's the whole reason why a lot of people play these new games, because everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
And the popular genres now are, obviously FPS shooters. You got Call of Duty. You have
zombie games.
Now the new Valorant game, which was comparable to CS:GO, which is a 10, 15-year-old game.
I think it's 10 years old. It came out in 2011. So, almost 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that game's been around forever as far as games go, because most games have
a 20-year-old game though. It's Counter-Strike in general.
No, I know, but that's what I'm.
Is a 10-year.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I thought you meant.
I meant Counter-Strike. I say CS:GO, but that's just.
Okay, the original. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that game has been around for so long that some people just do it right. It's fun to watch. It's fun to play, but Valorant, I don't know if it's gonna be able to fit the shoes of Counter-Strike.
I don't think it will, but
it is fun to play. I've played it, but I rage so bad.
I know people will be mad
so
at me for making this claim. I think CS:GO is League of Legends, and I think Valorant is Dota 2.
Okay, well, I've never played either of those games.
So the way it works is League of Legends is the most popular esports game.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm bad at it. Okay, I say bad. I am a novice at it. I know what to do. I just don't know what to buy. It's like Smite. You've played Smite with me. I forced you to do that. It's
Played
like
Smite.
it's like
Smite's
Smite,
fun.
but over the top. You click, 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 and you have to do what you got to do. Now, Dota 2 actually was the original. Dota came out first. It was actually a mod of Warcraft, actually, believe it or not. So
Okay.
Warcraft, the Warcraft game got modded to Dota. Then Dota 2 came out. Or then League of Legends came out, and then Dota 2 came out. So they're both free, and they go off of skin purchases, correct? So the way,
Yeah.
yeah, League of Legends
So
had the,
cosmetic.
cosmetic style. But then again, different heroes, you can buy them, get more abilities. Like in Smite, you can do the same thing. You want this character because you like their loadout better, so you pick them, and you play better because you have slightly more advantage against the people who do not have it. Pay to win style. But with League of Legends, is the Big Papa. That's CS:GO. Those two are like brothers and sisters. You can't say one's better than the other because they're completely two different games. But you have to say no, they're mom and dad. They are literally the mom and dad of esports. StarCraft's the grandfather.
I want to say that I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure on this, but League of Legends, like dollar-wise, revenue-wise, tournaments, payings, winnings, everything blows every other esports out of the
I
water.
think Dota 2 is actually because Dota 2 is funded.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Dota 2 is funded by actual gamers. So let's say if you want to fund it, you can actually donate money towards the pot of how much can be given away. I think Dota 2, the first Dota 2 did a $2 million drop. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
$2 million prize pool. I think in like 2016, and then League of Legends.
Well, okay. If I forgot about Fortnite. Also, Fortnite has some pretty big
Yeah, Fortnite is
payouts.
what I call the estranged cousin because that's a BR. BRs
Okay,
are the
so
cousins.
the largest pools, you're right. Dota 2 has 219 million in tournament money. Counter-Strike is in second place with half of that at 87 million, and then Fortnite's just behind at 84 million. And then League of Legends at 73 million. StarCraft after that at 32 million. So
Yeah,
you're pretty much dead on.
yeah, because
Yeah.
with Dota being the big papa, I call the daddy, but at the prize pool doesn't mean popularity, sadly. Just because it makes more money, but because it's actually funded by the people who play it. So let's say if
Okay.
I wanted to donate money to the prize pool, I can donate
It's still double.
$2,000.
That's pretty insane, dude.
Yeah, it's Steam, remember? And also you have to remember Gavin, who created Steam, is backing it up. You have all these people.
Valve.
Valve is backing that shit up because they own it. You know what I mean? They can make those prize pools big. League of Legends is by itself, but it has the most viewed, I think, out of any other tournament. Maybe Fortnite may have beaten it, but I think in 2012, League of Legends got I think like 12 million. 33 million viewers on Twitch, which is a lot. And I think the next few years later, 100 and something million. You know what I mean? Fucking crazy. So League of Legends.
So do you think anything will ever surpass those games?
Dota 3?
Or do you think?
I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean,
Valve can't count to 3. Let's be honest.
you say that, but I mean, look at Counter-Strike. Source was pretty big.
Yes, Source.
And then they came out with Global Offensive.
Was it 1.6 came out before Source, right? It was Counter-Strike 1.6 Source, and then CS:GO was actually for the 1.6 players, if I'm not mistaken. And that's why a lot of Source players, like Kenny S. Remember Kenny S? We were talking about him a few days ago.
Yeah, we were talking about really good oppers. And
Yeah.
Jake said Skadoodle was #1, and I said, well, what about Kenny S?
Yeah, Kenny S was actually the reason why the band of the
Or
North was actually
JW.
in place. Or what's his name? He's a guy. He wears he's a blah, blah, blah. His team is like black and red, I think. A Guardian's really good too.
Yeah.
When it comes to that stuff, I remember the 1.6 was created for the CS:GO. CS:GO was 1.6. Source players like Kenny S, who just started in the scene on Source, had to just now switch over to that, and the op was different, of course, than, Source was different than 1.6. CS:GO copied 1.6. I don't watch a lot of esports documentaries, leave me alone. But But yeah, when it comes to those, I don't think any game right now at the moment is going to be able to top. Call of Duty's trying so hard, and I wish them so well.
Okay, so
in
the
their
issue with Call of
esports.
Duty, I will talk about the issue with Call of Duty. I don't know if you know, but in order to get a slot on Call of Duty's esports teams, like what they did was they franchised, and franchising is basically what these NFL teams do.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a
yeah.
certain set amount of teams, and you have to pay your way to make it onto a slot. I want to say that they were holding slots at like $20 million,
Yeah, you have to be
something
bad.
something outrageous. And that game, they nowhere near like Fortnite and all these other things that are just like allowing people to play. They're making teams put up front $20 million and telling them, yeah, we're gonna do this or you can't play. So I don't know if you know what 100 Thieves is. That's Nate Shot's team, but he had to pull his team out because it just wasn't worth the investment. It wasn't lucrative at that point
Yeah, yeah.
because the prize winnings were a mere million, maybe, for the biggest tournaments.
Yeah,
It just didn't make sense financially wise. Like it just made no
I think the
sense.
prize pool was less than $1 million, right?
I mean, I don't know what it is this year. I haven't really kept up
Insane.
with it, but it's just insane. And the reasoning behind it was they pretty much said, well, we're trying to build, good advertising, and we're franchising. We're gonna give your team a certain state. Like, if you noticed, all the teams now they have like Atlanta FaZe, they have Minnesota
Yeesh.
Brokers, they have
Guess what the
the
prize?
Chicago Huntsmen. So it's like they're putting teams out there on the map so that way hopefully kids that watch these events, who watch esports, will follow certain teams based on where it's settled in the U.S. But
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense because everyone falls in love with the players that are playing the game, and that's what they watch, or that's the reason they watch. You're not going to watch it because, oh, this team is from my state. I mean, it makes sense for sports, but this is the people that have been watching don't really care, where the team is. They're still going to follow it. That's why one of the biggest teams that people watch are the Huntsmen because of Scump, because of Hex, which is the old Optic roster. Hex was the owner of Optic before he got outed, and then he moved to Energy Sports and RG
Yeah.
Sports, and then they made Huntsman.
I noticed they do that a lot. They'll kick out the person who founded it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what you were saying, the prize pool, I'm not even kidding you, was this year, let me see if I can get the date. It was the CDC Minnesota Open. Guess how much?
For COD?
Yeah.
$1 million.
$250,000.
Yeah, I mean they have multiple games, but
went to the winner. $40,000 went to the second place. Third place got $25,000, and fourth got 20. Fifth and sixth got 12,000. That's not bad. I would be happy, just moi, if we got fourth place. But then again, you're sharing it with 5 people, so
that's not bad. But that also goes to say that you're sharing it with 5 people, and then you don't know what. But based on your contract, I don't know what it is, but you also heard about Tfue and the FaZe ordeal.
See, the thing is, if I ever go professional, I'd hire a lawyer.
Yeah, well, I don't know how much they're actually receiving of that, because taxes come into play, and, there's a whole bunch of... I'm going to double check on that number and see how much it costs for a COD franchise team.
That's fine. Oh, yeah, Jake said the podcast is S tier. Thank you. I am sexy.
It was $25 million per team. That was in order. $25 million in order to join the.
Well, half the tournaments don't even equal that much.
That's what I'm saying. That's why 100 Thieves, Nate Shot, the guy that had Drake part of his
good thing he backed out.
Yeah, well, dude, he almost cried on the video because I don't know if you know who Nate Shot is, but he was basically the poster boy for COD for years. He was Optic, He was the big Call of Duty guy. He was the first guy on Call of Duty to be sponsored by Red Bull. He was one of the first people to have sponsors. He was big Twitch streamer, you know,
But I
won
think
tournaments.
how the money works is you have the team like you would in football, and then they're playing seasons, so it's not one big grand tournament; it's multiple
No,
tournaments
I
and
know, but
games. I think
the
that's how
thing
they're
is,
making the money. But
based on spectators, it's a spectator sport. That's how they make their money. That's how they make their income back.
well, the prize money
And
is only $957,000.
putting 25 million, that's just absurd.
Oh, I do have to say that is VAL an anti-cheat software? Are you talking about for Valorant's cheat, the Vanguard? Are you talking about the Steam's that does that? And then he said the 1.6 source go. Yeah, he never knew the op was nerfed. Yes, the op was nerfed because of Kenny S. He was very aggressive close quarters. They didn't like that, so they changed it. So then Kenny S. still, well, obviously he did good, and he still got it. He won his first major. He said 100 T equals God. In parentheses, in like,
100 Thieves.
yeah, he said they're okay. And then he says, "Can I ask Gary a question?" Yeah, go ahead. What's your question, my dude? But yeah, I can see what you mean though, because Call of Duty League, I really do want Call of Duty. I would like Call of Duty to make it big, but like I said, I don't think it will.
I would love to see Call of Duty make it big because I personally enjoy playing it, and I think it's fun to watch because I've played it for however long, 10 years.
Here's a good
But
question. Do you think Call of Duty competitive style S&D should do purchase rates? Purchase guns in game.
No.
Do you think that would increase his chance of copying?
I don't think so. They've had game modes like that, and it was fun to mess around in, but I don't think it belongs in Call of Duty because Call of Duty is a different pace. If you compare it to Counter-Strike or Valorant, it's more strategical in different ways, like because you don't have the health regeneration for the most part. You do in Valorant, I guess, because you have healers, but Counter-Strike's based off of, pushing a certain site, and the maps on Counter-Strike are just so much better built for that, and COD, it's just not. Could you imagine having no health regeneration in COD, and then buying your guns, and then getting shot on the maps that are on Modern Warfare?
Yeah, never mind.
Buildings that have 3 windows, different entry points. It's just a mess. I just couldn't possibly see it. Maybe in a future COD I could see it, but not this one.
What about Siege? Think Siege will ever? I think Siege is big, is what it is for right
Okay,
now.
Siege I would say is more in line, but maybe I didn't play too much of it.
Close quarters. Because you're in let's say you're in like a 10-bedroom house, and you got to go peek and do all that sneaky stuff. Of course, it's meant to be more oriented, but I think Call of Duty they missed the mark by making it camp heavy, because they don't I read.
Like I said, there's a reason behind it, and it makes sense. They did it in order to bridge the gap between the new / lower tier players to the better players. It gives them it takes away the competitive edge because they have the different contact spots where you can literally see like bomb sites on maps, let's say search and destroy for example, from multiple different areas, like Ramaza for example. You can see one of the bomb sites from the top mid window room, top B room, and then they have the sandbag head glitch area. You can see it from almost 4 different spots, so it's just crazy compared to. Let's see, you're pulling up the map.
Yeah. Oh, that map. Yeah. The one where you have the tower on the far end.
Okay, so straight ahead, actually, where you're looking at that little tunnel area, you can see from there. You can see from the top left. You can see.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous because I used to play competitive Call of Duty. I used to love playing tournaments. I used to love playing Search and Destroy. I just can't play it in this game for 2 reasons. Because of the way that they built the maps, the time to kill, it reminds me similar of Call of Duty Ghost. But Call of Duty Ghost was a good game. The time to kill is basically, you can kill someone super quick compared to other Call of Duties. And that's why I like Warzone better, because Warzone you have armor, you have, a longer time to kill because of all these other, things such as armor and guns that don't do as much damage. But I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. A lot of people do like the multiplayer. A lot of people are grinding them out for the obsidian camo. So
Oh yeah, we
I'm
know,
not
but we know
saying,
about 2 people who are doing that. But
yeah.
like I said, I think Call of Duty's gotten stale for me. Like the new Call of Duty was great, but I don't see how people play it every day. I want to play it every day, but it's like, do you ever just sit down in your chair and be like, man, feel like what's
Am I
his
doing this to
name?
myself?
Yeah, what's his name from San Andreas? Ah, shit, here we go again, and you just playing
Who's
it.
that? Franklin?
No, that was
Was that his name?
no, that was what's his name? The main character. What's his name?
Trevor or Michael?
Wasn't it TJ? Was that TJ? Main character San Andreas. Yeah.
San Andreas.
Ray. The main character Ray, Dwayne Johnson. Okay, we were fucking way off, but alright. Got our answer. His name was Ray. That's what Ray would do. He was like, ah, shit, here we go again. So we do have a question. He said Rowan. I don't think Rowan. He said, Gary, do you think that COD should simplify the maps and game overall? I think COD, COD, TDM, the maps, they have way too many turns in buildings. Hence why I think it's more like counter, or it's trying to be more like, you said newish, but also they're trying to be unique and different. But they can't be
Okay, but here's the issue I have. When you say being unique and different, I understand, and a lot of people understand, that playing Call of Duty, everyone that complains about it says it's the same game over and over and over again. But when you have all these diehard fans that love to play the game, I feel like that's why we play, because it is the same, and we're used to the repetition, and we're just, we crave the game because we like to play it for what it is. We like to try and get high kills because we understand the game. We understand, the map, because we have map awareness, all these things. So you say, do you think that COD should simplify the maps and game overall? I think, maybe they should, but I don't think they would do it in this game. We'd probably have to wait to see another game. And you say TDM, the maps have way too many turns in buildings. Yeah, I agree with you, but my issue is, if you're going to play and camping is an issue for you, I wouldn't play team deathmatch. I would try and play hardpoint, games that domination, game modes that force you to, move out of your comfort zone, and go towards a certain place, a certain area where if they're going to camp, they're going to lose the game. So you may as well just not play team deathmatch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where I've taken your advice and I kind of go to like hardpoint. But
yeah,
you can camp at hardpoint, but you can't camp too long. You have Counter-Strike.
Well,
I mean, not Counter-Strike. Search and Destroy also moved over there from Team Deathmatch as well.
The thing is, though, you can't go straight into Search and Destroy because if you haven't played it before, it gets really frustrating, because the fact that you die and then you can't respawn right away, that's got to be frustrating for anyone. Yeah. So I would recommend starting on Team Deathmatch, maybe even Free-for-All, and then work your way up to Domination and Hardpoint, because I will say most of the lower tier players do play Team Deathmatch because it's usually like your starter game mode, to be fair. You're going to run across some good players that play it, but you get into the CWL variant, which is like your Hardpoint, Domination, Search. Those are all game modes that the pros play, and everyone that wants to be a pro will go hunt after playing those game modes because they see their idols, the people they look up to, play those games or those game modes. So
I'm just hoping they listen to their feedback, because I think.
Well, to be honest, they have been more so than other Call of Duties. They've
Sledgehammer actually cares.
Yeah, because they're still new to the COD scene.
Well, Sledgehammer's been Infinity Ward, but Infinity Ward, the guy who created it, left, and he created
so it's
Respawn.
under new.
Yeah, Respawn.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. Like,
creators.
It's still new, because that's why everything's new for this game. You notice that you can now, unlike any other Call of Duty, you can aim down sight and reload.
Yeah.
What other Call of Duty can you do that?
You know the next one's gonna have it. To me, when I played this game, the graphical difference compared to Black Ops
that's
4,
one of the big things that they were trying to sell in this game. They
shit.
hired a bunch of new animators, and they tried to make the game look flawless. I will say, one thing I hate about this game that I know they're not going to change, why did you put doors into the game?
Oh, they're never going to take that shit off.
Why did you put doors?
Because it gives it, they're trying to be, more sound-oriented, PUBG, and then more like,
it's just
more
annoying,
like
dude.
But I have to say that the graphics in Call of Duty, man, when you play it, you're like, fuck. What year is this? 2025? Because if you go back, I dare anyone to go back and play Black Ops 4. Good luck seeing anything. I have to squint because everything's all pixelated and very blurry and nasty looking. But when I go on Call of Duty, it's so gorgeous.
To be fair, though, that is an issue I have when I play this game. When I'm playing Warzone, after playing Valorant, like a cartoon game, one that you can see people clear as day. Because when you're playing Warzone and you're in like a forest or something, it is kind of hard to spot people.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm talking about the Call of Duty formula. You can go back and play Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and you can barely see a difference. You play Modern Warfare 3, and you play this game, and you're like, holy shit. I know that's such a huge gap from 2012, but Modern Warfare looks almost identical to Black Ops 4. Hence why everybody's big issue was they never changed, because they never did. They just reused the same engine over and over again, but this time they actually put an effort, time, and care into it, which you can really tell they really did, and they said this is going to be Sledgehammer's big project.
Yeah.
But if this game stays, and they just come out with DLC as, let's say the 2021 edition, so they'll go Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2021, what they did with Fortnite. Fortnite did this perfectly, is they reset the seasons. Now it's, I think, something 2 season 1, or season 2 right now, where they said, we're going to erase 1 year, boop, now here's the next year, this is going to be considered more updates.
That's when they had the huge blackout.
Yeah, right? Where they made all these different changes to make the game better. I think Call of Duty, if Modern Warfare stuck to that, and they met, Treyarch come out with more, Call of Duty-esque games, I think that more people will probably fall more in love with Warzone, because Warzone's got to stay, because they can't keep making Battle Royales every year being different, or people are just going to play it and go, I'm going to go back to Warzone, or I'm going to go back out to... If you want an easy win, you play Blackout. If you want a hard win, you play... if you want to just hate yourself, you play Warzone.
Yeah, I hate myself. That's why I play all the time.
That infuriates me so much. I enjoy, don't get me wrong, I enjoy Warzone when I'm not dying by stupid shit. But that's...
Well, okay,
I'm doing the stupid shit.
I agree. I think Warzone is a little harder because of the fact that if you come across a good team and you kill them, the odds of them coming back from Gulag and hunting you down are pretty freaking high. Because I'll tell you what, whenever I come back from Gulag and I got a squad with me that is pissed that we just died to a team that we call shitty, even though they're probably not bad, most of the time we're going for a loadout or we're trying to get guns and we're hunting that team down. So, and that's 150 people in a lobby, which was unheard of as far as Battle Royales before this game. But I think that's why I enjoy it so much, because it's so crazy, it's so hectic,
Yeah.
But
I can see that. Like I say, when it comes to all this hippity happening, jabbity jizz, I think it's more like when you sit down and you play the game, like Warzone and stuff, it's one of those games where you can just sit back and go, man, this looks good. I enjoy this. You know what I mean? And then also Hippie said, but it is a little bit different. I know what that's referring to. Is it the comparison between...
I think he was... he's a big fan of Blackout, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Blackout's garbage. I won my first game on Blackout, first try. Solo.
I'm pretty sure I won it for you.
No, I was solo, my dude.
Oh, okay.
I remember when I did not know Blackout had a solo mode.
Hey.
And I lost. I was going, why am I... Man, 1v4 sucks. And then I went and found out solo mode, and I won 2 games in a row, and I was like, okay. And then I just quit after that. Blackout was awesome. Yeah, if you liked PUBG,
A lot of
but
people
Call of
liked
Duty
Blackout.
graphics.
Yeah.
I did.
I personally wasn't a fan of it.
I just wish you could customize characters more. They never really let you do that in any of the Call of
Oh,
Duties.
okay. Actually, so the reason I hated Blackout, yeah, Warzone's a lot different, a lot harder, Hippie says. But the reason I hated Blackout so much, which I think Fortnite started the trend for everyone and made it a lot better, is looting was so like particular, and it was just annoying, man. You had to pick up a site, you had to pick up attachments, you had to pick up everything. And if you loot a dead body, it pops up this huge square, and you gotta go back and select everything.
Yeah,
Whereas
that's
in
PUBG that did that. Yeah.
yeah, but in Warzone it's perfect because you kill somebody, you just run over their body. It picks up shield, it picks up ammo, it picks up everything you need. And Blackout wasn't like that. And now you have loadouts, so now you don't have to worry about picking up guns with attachments. Yeah, well, see, Hippie, that's what I'm saying, though. That's the problem with people playing these games, and they refer back to these earlier games. They just remember all the stuff that was good and fun. It was easy to rack up a bunch of kills in Blackout, but because they had a bunch of ways to get around the map faster, they had the grapple gun. That was cool. They had the gliders, that was fun.
Yeah.
But when it came to the looting system and having to find perfect attachments for every gun, I just didn't like it. And then, not to mention the freaking 9 bangs. Are you kidding me? Did we forget about that?
What is that?
It was the flashbangs that flashed you, what? I don't know if it was 9 times, but it literally was a flash that went off multiple times. And basically, if someone threw it at you, if you didn't have the perk, I forget what it was, but it was basically tac mask. You were screwed. There was no way you were recovering from that. You were just dead. But I would say the comparable thing to 9 bangs in this game would be people running around with snake shot akimbos. So let's please get those nerfed yesterday. That'd be nice.
Yeah, you've been begging for those. Yeah, like I said, when it comes to stuff like that, in the world of 2 separate games being 2 separate different, I think Blackout, aka Treyarch, was too scared to be different, so they followed the PUBG route. Because they couldn't go the building route, but then they added a little bit of cool, like, what's it called? Overwatch style into it. But I think Overwatch came out at the same time, maybe? But they added, like, the cool abilities. Like you said, the grappling hook was awesome. All that cool stuff they did that made the game different. You can get that cool that grenade launcher with the battery chick. So you shoot it, all that stuff. I don't know why I did the noise, but you're welcome. But
okay, battery. That was Black Ops 3. Yeah.
Black Ops 4. She was correct. Also in. Black Ops 4. Yeah, they carried over all characters, and there was no campaign, which made everybody kind of irked. And all they gave you was the battle royale and what's the other one? Battle royale, multiplayer, and that was it. And you're stuck with that. And because they were so focused on battle royale, I thought they did a decent job with it. But PUBG works because PUBG has the mouse and keyboard effect because you can start dragging and moving real fast. You just drag down. On Call of Duty, it's you gotta press Y, you gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do this, then it attaches, which is this, like you said, the same.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying though. I feel like that's something Blackout didn't do. If they reworked their looting system, it would probably be 100 times better.
Yeah.
That was just what irked me. And then in this game, it's so simple because everyone tries to work towards their loadout. So it's going to be a good gun. You don't have to worry about picking up attachments. It's just more simplified. And that's what I like because everyone that jumps into these Battle Royale games, they just want to be able to pick up a gun and kill people. And that's what this game does best because not only can you turn on contextual tap to where you only press X once, as opposed to some games where you have to hold it down and it takes forever to pick up. This game, you press it, it's in your hands, I think they just do it really well.
They've been listening, too. People have been complaining about Dead Zone, and they brought that in.
Yeah,
it took a while, but they brought it in.
No. Well, actually, if we're talking about them listening, look at what they did when they put out the most recent update with the they had the new bounty system, which was the
they changed it back in the day.
The King of the Crown or Deadpin, whatever it was. I don't even remember because it was only there for a day. they took it out in less than 24 hours because everyone was bitching, me included. I absolutely hated that because it took away the incentive for you to play aggressive. Like I said,
Yeah. And I feel bad for the person who gets marked with it, because
well, no,
they're
because
doing it just to get the res, correct? And that one.
yeah, because basically
So
you would pick
they're
up
a man down.
yeah, you would basically pick up the new bounty system,
Yeah.
and it would put a crown on you, and it would show you to everyone on the map. So it was like a live feed of them being able to track you down. And the reason people would pick it up is because A, they either think that they're really good and can kill everyone, or B, they're on their last resort and they're trying to revive their whole team. Because if you withstand the last 5 minutes or however long it lasted, it'll revive your whole team. Yep. Which is nice, and people would abuse it because people would just grab a helicopter and land on top of stadium because there was no way to kill you. They would see you coming, or you could just take the helicopter that you landed on there with and then just roll out.
Yeah. But
so it was broken to say the least, but they were just trying new stuff, which I can't blame them for, but it's just crazy that they took out bounties, but they realized the mistake they made soon after.
I have to say though, Sledgehammer, I know nobody's watching from Sledgehammer, but if they are, man, keep it up. Like I said, I complain. I'd punch a dev in the face. You came up with these maps on TDM, and I'd punch you guys so hard in the face.
I will say though, it is really cool how they brought together a bunch of maps for Warzone.
Yes.
It's like a bunch of old Call of Duty maps.
I am hoping the next map has Modern Warfare 2 maps in it. That would be nice.
That would be cool.
Except for Rust. Fuck Rust. Nobody likes Rust. I hate Rust.
Yeah.
I suck at Rust.
Rust was cool back in the day, but now you play it,
because what you said earlier makes so much sense. Back then, we did not know how to play Call of Duty. You had your drop shots, of course. That was real popular, I think, in MW2. And I think... MW2 was the...
jump shot.
What's it called? The quick shot? Yeah, quick scope.
Quick scopes, yeah, because they had the sleight of hand pro perk.
Yep, and then you had Call of Duty Modern Warfare that also initiated the initiated drop shots, but nobody knew the potential of the camping, because of course you get the 2 to 3 campers in the TDM, but I mean, my favorite map is the sniping map. Remember that map? They're right across from each other. One building's on one side and the other building's on the other side. And then you just snipe.
Are you talking about Raid? Oh, that's Black Ops 2.
No, I'm talking about...
Modern Warfare 2.
Is it Modern Warfare 2?
Terminal?
No.
The airplane map? Afghan?
Duty. No. 4 map. It was like in the middle
Call
of the
Duty 4? You mean... I thought you were talking about Modern Warfare 2.
No, I'm talking about the... remember this map? The...
Crossfire.
Crossfire is one of the badass maps because one guy was on the other side of the other building, and someone was on the other side of the building.
That was... Dude, you don't even have to tell me. When they came out with Modern Warfare Remastered, along with Infinite Warfare, game was trash. Everyone was playing Modern Warfare Remastered when it came to, like, money eights, which is basically, like, you have 8 people in a lobby, we put money down, and then whoever wins takes the money, I would always play that. Game battles, I played the shit out of that game, man.
What's that one map? I know what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm going batshit, but I think...
You're talking about Block.
Block, there it is. Yes. Block was my shit, dude.
See, I know COD 4. Cool, Modern Warfare 2, I do kind of know, but it's been a while since I played it.
If they made Call of Duty Modern... I wish it was on the... I think it's on the Steam store, so I may buy it because I'm a weird loser. Jake says he wants to bring Nuketown back. I don't think they can since Treyarch owns that. And I doubt Treyarch's going to let that slip under their fingers, even for one game, because if they did, nobody would probably play the new Black Ops. If it isn't graphical or have anything game-changing to move it over... Yeah,
that's like how they have their shipment. That's their shipment.
Yeah, to me, shipment's better anyway. Hate me all you want. Shipment's that map you go in, you go with a rocket launcher and blow shit up. Have fun. But yeah, like, back then the maps are different. If Block was now, I think everybody would hate it because everybody would camp in the towers. They wouldn't snipe in the towers like how we did back in the day.
Yeah, but then again, it was a different game. Like they didn't have all the perks they have now. There was no quick aim down sight,
Yeah.
Unless you use ACOG.
Yeah, so. I just thought that was interesting because I was thinking about back in the day. I was like, man, I remember playing Block and. you'd have about four snipers, and then you'll have like these two guys that randomly go inside the buildings and kill the enemy team, and then they all rotate. And now it's back to the same shit where everybody's sniping each other, and then they rotate again, and then everybody's doing it again. That's what was really fun about it. As much as I hated Call of Duty because I sucked at it, but that's what I like about the old maps.
It's the game that started it all for me. That was a game that
you know how I started
created
that game?
a monster.
I went to play. I used to go to. I could never stay home by myself in the summers ever. So I went to, except for when I hit I think like 13 or 14, and then. But I used to go to CC Ranch, and I was playing. I was really big into Halo. Me and you were playing, I think, Halo at the time. Weren't we playing Halo? We were playing something.
I want to say that we played Call of Duty first. I want to say that was the first game we played, because what we would do is we would...
Remember when I got my Xbox, all I had was Gears of War, which we played, Skate, which you hated, and then we played...
I sucked at Skate bad.
That's the only reason why I loved playing it against you. Anyway.
And then we would always play Horse, and I would just get pissed off.
Yeah! And then I played, then we played Halo. Those were our 3 games we first started on.
Yeah.
And then,
okay, you're right.
And then I remember I went to CC Ranch, and he had Call of Duty, and I'm like, what the fuck is this game? This game is getting wicked. So I put in Call of Duty, and bada bing, bada boom, I was like, this is awesome. And then I got it, and then you got it. And I remember you came over, you didn't have Xbox Live yet. You got on it.
Yeah, I just had an Xbox.
And you played it, you had fun, and then you're like, okay, shit, dog, this is what I'm going to be playing for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is freaking awesome. So I had to convince my mom. And basically what I did to convince her was she called your house, and she wanted to make sure I wasn't going to, like, talk to any strangers and do all that. So it was basically, like, my mom talking to your mom, being like, nah, Ian plays it, it's fun, it's fine, all this. And... yeah, that's how it started. But we started playing at your house, and what we would do is we'd play like team deathmatch and domination, and we would just take turns in between deaths. We would just toss the controller, and it would be funny because like if we died right away to like a nade, we'd be like, "Oh, that's bullshit.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
That doesn't count."
Every time. Yeah. That was a good time. Call of Duty has changed so much, and for the better and for the worse. We've had good renditions like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I remember when Modern Warfare 2 was coming out. I hated for some reason I hated the point where it says 100 points instead of 10 points. That pissed me off. I'm sitting there nowadays. I'm like, who gives a fuck about the points? You know what I mean? They used to be 10 points. Now they're 100 points. What the fuck is this putting me? It's fucking stupid. I was sitting there bitching, and then I was like, I warmed up to it. I'm like, you know what? This game is fucking sick. I love Modern Warfare 2. He said, me and my friend Sawyer used to take turns after each kill on Black Ops 2. That was his generation game, while ours was Call of Duty 4 at the time.
Black Ops 2 was also a really fire game.
Yeah, everybody
I'm not gonna lie.
Black Ops 2.
They did their game right, because they had the competitive playlist, they had the ranking system where you could try and work your way up to Diamond. I don't know if you played that.
Yeah.
But
I remember that. Yeah.
That was cool. That was a lot of fun.
They should do that now. That'd be nice.
They should. Everyone's been telling them to, but they just haven't.
I think they know their competitive scene isn't as big, but that would probably kick it off pretty hard. In my opinion.
Well, okay, so they made this.
World at War was good too. I remember me and Gary.
I wasn't a fan of World at War, but a lot of people like it.
Man,
a lot of people like it for the zombies too. It was the first zombie game.
Hate me all you want. I hate zombies.
I'm not a fan either, unfortunately. Yeah, but anyway, Black Ops 2, great game, fun multiplayer. He only played World at War for zombies. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I did play zombies back in the day, but I never really got into it.
I think me and you played every once in a while, but I just can't get into it. I think the premise is cool. I think it's neat, but not for me.
I got bored after 20 minutes, and everyone was still having fun. I would purposely kill myself just so I didn't have to, play. I'd be like, oh no, the zombie knocked me. I wasn't paying attention.
Everybody's like, bitch,
right, I'm gonna go now.
This game. Yeah, I remember
They're like, how can you kill all these people in multiplayer and not kill zombies? Like, I don't.
We're moving too fast, man. The zombies are just too fast, bud.
Yeah.
They got me from behind. I didn't see them. Gary, you have a gaming headset. Look, let me tell you something. What I can't see.
Yeah, I had
can't
a flip,
even,
man.
Yeah, I had a flip. It was upside down.
I was
What are you
wearing it the
talking about?
wrong way, man.
Yeah, but yeah. Back to the main topic of, I think the whole debate. What made me want to talk about this podcast was the snake shots and the akimbo. We now have time to talk about those two big ones. But we talked about it
Oh,
earlier
yeah.
as well. But yes, I know Jake's working on his the akimbos for that.
Well, I can't
For
even
the
blame Jake because it's kind of a, if you can't beat them, do you join them? I would say yes, but I mean, I would lie if I didn't say it hasn't crossed my mind, because if I go and do it and I kill all these people that are doing it, it's just gonna piss them off, and then they're gonna be crying to nerf it too. So, you know.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with what you nerf, because if you can nerf things 2 point, but I think akimbo, nobody really
But
liked
do you
it.
think that really belongs in a battle royale? A gun that can two-shot people and you can shoot
No, because if let's say
left and right
let's
instantaneously?
say if they buffed let's just hypothetically they buffed the what's that shotgun, the pump action, not the 725, which I think is a good gun as is, but the other one.
Are you talking about the R9 that shoots two
The one that
shots?
goes, no, the one that goes, the origin, I think, pop, 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 pop. So let's take the origin and let's extend its range about the akimbo's range, left and right. Give it the same exact range, and it gives, and you shoot it, and it does.
Okay, but the thing is, the thing. Well, wait, hang on. I'm gonna stop you there, because the reason people, the reason people use the dual pistols is because it may not have that far of a range, but even at medium range, if you're centered, you can still hit those people. You're not completely out of the fight. With a shotgun, you're out of the fight.
Yeah, but
with
do you
the
think
dual
if,
akimbo
do you
pistols,
think if it was a shotgun, not the akimbo, same exact damage, same exact range,
I wouldn't be as pissed because that's supposed to do that. That's supposed to do that. People aren't supposed to be that accurate with 357 Magnums. You see how many people get pissed when they die in Gulag trying to use that.
They're garbage, dude. And now that you don't have to aim down sight, you put a laser on it, and then boom.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking game, dude. Oh my god.
That's why it falls into the broken / overpowered category.
Alright. Let's move on to Valorant. Let's talk about some Valorant now.
Okay, I've been playing the shit out of that game. Not really, but I've been playing that game and I enjoy it a lot. I haven't unlocked competitive yet, so I don't know exactly how good I am at the game. But the second game I played, I dropped 40 kills, so that was pretty sick. Weird flex,
he's
but
garbage. Don't listen to him. But no, I think when it comes to those type games, I'm awful. Purely awful. And I enjoy them when I play with friends.
Congrats, Jake.
Yeah, the lowest rank. Let's fucking go. I got Iron 1. Wow, better than me. I probably get Iron -1.
Bronze.
Bronze is
going for copper.
Actually higher than Iron.
That doesn't make any sense.
Neither does Valorant as the maxed rank. But anyway, when it comes to that game, I think that Valorant needs to listen to their player base, and I think they do. But at some points, I think they're like, "Nah, we know."
Who was it that I was watching that was a streamer? It could have been Shroud. I'm not sure, but they were saying that Valorant actually has a Discord specifically for their complaints, like streamers' complaints, and that they have a staff team that will read them and report them back to the development team.
Yeah, they do on Reddit. If you go to Reddit right now, there are people replying. Like,
yeah, but there's also a Discord for, like, high tier streamers where they broadcast to multiple people. So those are the people that should have, rights to say what is overpowered and whatnot. Especially those that have played competitive.
After watching some cool plays, like the Viper play, the guy play, I think Forsen, Forsen's his name. He basically planted the bomb and ran away and shot like the Viper arrow up at a slight angle, and it landed on the bomb thing, and he died. The opponent died trying to get the gun or whatever, get the defuse on the bomb. Turns out that the poison killed him because he shot 2 of them. and it did damage. The other one went away. Then he shot another one that did it and it killed it. All from far, far away. Same thing with the guy who played as Soren, the arrow guy. He grabbed the whatever his name is. What's his name? The guy that nobody plays except for like new people. The bow and arrow guy. He shoots his electric arrow twice in the ground, and then he gets shot. Some guy goes to him, and I shit you not, he his arrow finally hits the ground. It finally went off, kills one guy defusing. Another guy goes and defuses it, and his other arrow kills that guy.
You're talking about Sova.
Yeah, he does it twice at the ground, or no, twice in the air, I think. He does it a certain way, and they come back down and they kill him, straight up. His double ace, yeah, MMR based, and I lost every match. Yes, that's.
See, that's the problem with playing competitive, especially just by yourself.
I think it's kills. Because some guy said he got a lot of kills and got real high, even though his team lost. But then he said
it might be like a score, because...
Yeah, I think that's how it is. To me, it should go by...
Because there is a score in Valorant whenever you're done, like on the left side.
I think your score should, in my opinion, should be how long you stayed alive, what you were doing, but you can't really record that footage and really know. But let's say if you were with the spike player, assisting the spike player, that should give you points. If you're near the bomb while it's trying to defuse it, that would make sense, but I doubt they do that. I'm pretty sure who spiked it, who defused it, who got the kill, and who did the most damage, who did the less damage, and I think who died and who lived. I think that's how their point system goes. Instead of going there, where they should put a circle near the spike player, you know what I mean, like a circle. If you're near them and helping them, you should get a support. So they go, okay, that person's playing super support, doing what he's doing. He's playing Sage, he's healing the healer, he's doing everything he can. That makes sense. But when you play the game, I doubt that gets implemented at all. I think that's where Overwatch hits it really nicely compared to where Valorant fails. Overwatch, if you're a tank, it tells you how much take damage you've taken. You know what I mean? You have the shields. You know how much you've taken. You know how much you've protected people. That gives you the feeling of, hey, I did good. But let's say if I play Sage, I barely get any kills, but I revive people, and I've been healing people, and we win games because of me. I'm not going to get placed Diamonds, Bronze, or Valorant. I'm going to be placed Iron.
Because you were playing your role, you were playing support.
I was playing support. Yeah. So to me, this game cannot be as competitive as CSGO.
But with that being said, I feel like it's still, no matter what character you have, you're not at a disadvantage at gunfights. You know, sure, I mean, you don't have specific abilities, but let's say there's two people in a hallway. You have a Phoenix, and then you have a Sova. I mean, whoever hits a headshot first is winning that if you're not using abilities. So that you're still, like, no matter, even if you're playing a support character, you can still, win gunfights just as well as other people.
Yeah, it's
what I'm saying.
It's a double-edged sword, yeah.
Now, once you're getting at that high rank, like, we're talking, like, Diamond or whatever, I guess Valorant is what the high ranks are. People are going to be using these, like the Ice Wall, for example, to hit, like, crazy angles. But I don't know. I haven't played enough to know too much about it.
Jake said,
yeah, we can play Valorant later.
Yeah.
I don't have ranks unlocked yet, unfortunately.
You're off tomorrow, right, Gary?
I am, yes.
Yeah, we can play some when I get off, and then I'm off Friday, so we can play if you get off. But you have a woman, so
fine.
We don't have to play comp. Well, yeah, Jake, you're an Iron.
I can't play comp.
We can't. We don't want to play with Iron trash like you, bud. You got to be Bronze or 1 and higher, man. I'm just kidding, no. But like I said, do I think Valorant will be more competitive than CS:GO? No.
Yeah, I'm a hard no on that. But I do enjoy playing it. I think I enjoy playing it more than Counter-Strike just because it's new, it's fresh, I'm still learning the game. And to be honest, everyone that plays Counter-Strike has it figured out. They watch people play it, they know pop flashes, they know where to smoke, like throw smoke grenades. And I think with Valorant, it's still new. That's why I enjoy playing it so much.
Yeah, I've been getting into League lately.
League of Legends?
Yeah, I guess Riot's been slowly milking my balls, but it's different than a shooter, and it makes me feel good compared to Sure, I
I
die
feel
a lot,
like
but right now I think I'm in a shooter fatigue because playing Call
yeah,
of Duty as
because
much as I have been.
okay, I've seen gameplay for it, not League, but like games likely, I guess. And I will say it does take a lot of skill, but I
Mm,
feel like it can be more laid back skill compared to playing shooters
but
because
yeah, it's not.
shooters you have to be constantly worried about like crosshair placement. You have to be constantly worried about
Agreed.
shift walking, what you're doing at every single given moment. Whereas I'm not saying I know from experience. I haven't played competitively by any means. I haven't even played League of Legends, but based on the gameplay I've seen, like unless you're fighting somebody, it's kind of chilled back a little bit. Now there are moments where people will use like an ability and they'll go on an attack, and then obviously then you got to focus up. But what I'm saying is it's not constant, like 100% attention.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
When it comes to that, 100% agree. Like League, a lot of Let's Talk like streamers that just talk a lot. Like there's a political streamer. I don't like him personally because I think his views are a bit
Dude, or
whatever.
that's fine. You don't have to
Yeah,
agree with him.
his name is
We don't have to talk
Destiny.
political either.
Yeah, I'm not. I
I
just
know who you're talking about actually.
he's
I haven't watched him, but I've heard of him.
he's just a dick. He follows people, like he supports people just because he thinks it's the right thing to do, but it's, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't want to look bad, but at the same time he does look bad because he has a black friend, and yeah, he said the N word, and he says no, I'm not gonna say I'm sorry. That's what I want to do. And the black guy's like, I thought we were best friends, and he says no, I'll ruin friends for people for my views. And if your views are that strongly upheld to lose a friend who will be there for you at any time, I just think that's disgusting. But that
Yeah.
being said, all he does is play League of Legends. You know what I mean? Because it's not a heavy oriented game. It's just a light game where you can talk to chat while you're, you know what I mean. Your character's just slithering on by a plane, so you got time to
Yeah.
chill. You know what I mean? You got to go back, go buy, save items, buy items, carry them out, and do your thing. While other games like shooters, you can't sit there and talk to, like if you watch Shroud doesn't talk. Neither does any other
He'll
streamer.
talk in between rounds, or
Yeah, you're playing Warzone.
Yeah.
You're not gonna talk. Shroud doesn't look at the thing. BNA
See,
doesn't look at it. All of them are very skill based players. You cannot play Call of Duty and not be skilled enough and be a streamer, in my opinion.
yeah, that's where I struggle because there are times where my views spike from like 4 to 5 range, like is usually like my high. And I'll try and sit there and look at chat while I'm playing Warzone, and I'll end up dying. And I get kind of mad because I try to play to my best of my ability, and I absolutely hate dying. Like I'm super competitive,
That's why.
and then on top of that, it makes me look bad. Like it makes me look like I got all these viewers, and it makes me look bad because I was trying to like keep up with the chat, and not that it was going fast, but just trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Because that's one thing I wish. I wish that there was like an alert um, whenever chat would pop up. Like what I'm saying is, Jake, whenever that's why Gary yells at me, makes sense. Well, I yell at you because I hate losing and I like competitiveness, and I'm not gonna lie, whenever I'm playing with you, whenever you die or like whenever you make a decision, it's just like, oh, that's okay. But in my opinion, like I want to win more than the next person, like more than probably anybody I play with. So, like if I hop into a match, my intentions are I'm winning. That's what my goal is. So, it's nothing against you. It's just I have that competitiveness that I need to win.
Yeah, I was talking to Taylor about that too a few days ago. About if you had the mentality of, I gotta win, and you play. I told him, I said, would you play with anybody who would not help you get a win? And he was like, you're right. Because I don't think a lot of people understand your mentality, and I had to explain that when you're going in to win, you rather have a team that's going in to win. Like, let's say if you had like three of Jake's and one of me, I do want to win, but I'm not that skilled, and you have Jake's character, not him specifically as an example, but Jake who kind of goofs, has fun. That's all he wants to do is have fun. And then you had a team full of LeBrons, and you're gonna fucking pick the LeBrons and you almost about 80% of the time. And
See,
I would
the
too,
thing
because
is,
you know what I mean.
yeah, the thing is, there's times where I like to play and have fun, but I don't want you to think that I'm not gonna have fun. But my thing is, I try to find a balance. But if you catch me just playing with LeBron and these other kids that we call the God Squad, where we just run around and kill people and win matches, and then I hop in with you guys, sometimes I forget who I'm playing with. Not that because you guys sound alike, but I'm just in that mentality. I'm just gonna run at people and kill them, and then I get pissed because I'm just like, oh fuck, it's obviously my fault that I ran at this full squad, but in order to keep up and get kills, I have to run that fast and do this when I'm playing with these kids, and then I go back and play with you guys that play a little more reserved, and it makes me a bad teammate because I just go out there and get killed right away.
I think what I'm trying to learn is how to flank properly, like, but not flank wide, flank small. I've recently done that with you, and who's the guy we played with? We were playing like
Eddie.
Yeah, y'all would be outside, y'all would be inside. No, it was recently. I was playing with you, Hippie, and some other person, and I was flanking pretty fucking well. Y'all were inside, and I was killed the two guys that were trying to get you guys. I went and flanked about 2 meters out, I guess, in the virtual world, like 2 meters. Y'all were inside the building. I said, you know what? I'm gonna wait on the outside, see if they come in from another angle, and they did, and I got them. I'm learning because following you doesn't help me. So let's say if you died in the same position, I'm gonna die right with you. So I try to get different angles that are close to you, not super far away. Like I've noticed, I know Jake does this. I've done it. Taylor's done. Everybody's done it. Where you'll have someone like Gary Good who goes there, I'm going to go. And you're like, all right, well, I'm going to flank. I'm going to be a badass teammate and flank. We don't, at the time, we don't realize you're already in the middle of the combat, and flanking's impossible because they're on the other side of the building, and you're in the middle of it, and it's fucking train station. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so big, your flank's fucked because there's already another team coming in because they thinking the same thing. All right, I'm going to buy some stuff, revive some people. Oh, shit, I see a guy by himself. Dead. And then you're dead, and then I'm dead because I'm flanking the other side. That is where I think where teammates go wrong. If you're gonna go in aggressive, so Gary goes in, you kind of go, but you split off to where you think you have a better angle to help out. That's the way I've been playing. That's how I've noticed you guys play.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to mimic that. So I remember one game where me, you, Hippie, we did really well. We didn't win, but I learned from my mistakes, and I learned that I did really well those games. I barely died, and I only died because I wasn't too aggressive, but I was reserved. But I knew when to flank and when not to flank.
Yeah.
And that's where I think a good support. I'm support character. I'm always support, but it's.
I mean that goes with playing the game, and you'll learn when to flank, like you said, and when to just hit something, because sometimes flanking doesn't pay off. Like, let's say I get into a gunfight, this guy's one shot, he knocks me, you'll hear me. I swear you'll hear me, because I'll be yelling, this guy's one shot, and I'll be sure to move my mic close to my mouth, because I'm going to let you know, because I'm pissed I died in the first place. And I'm going to be like, he's one shot, and hit him with a bullet, just a bullet, that's all you need. And if you take the time to flank, I'm not saying you would do it, but if you take the time to flank, when I tell you this guy's one shot, he's going to be healed up at that point.
Yeah.
He's going to kill me, I'm going to be pissed.
I'm not going to name names.
And I have teammates that do that all the time because they think flanking is good 100% of the time, when sometimes it's just better to just get in there. Because let's say you have full armor, this kid is one shot, you're going to give him time to heal up and then be ready for the next fight.
Yeah, I am, Jake. You do that all the time.
Well, Taylor does it too, and Taylor's not a bad player. It's just sometimes in his head, which I've been there before, is, okay, what's my best chance at survival and killing these guys? I'm going to wait till I have the best opportunity. Because I've seen Taylor, he'll like sit somewhere and wait with like an RPG, and he's like, okay, if they get in a vehicle or if they do this, I'm going to shoot them with the RPG and then do this. But then it turns out that it might not play out that way, because he might have to shoot at one and then another one comes at him. Because it's like you want to try and coordinate together as a team and push as a team, But I'm really bad at that because, for one, I want to get the kill. I'm not going to tell you there's a team of 4 here if I can wipe them all out by myself, because that's my mentality. But I'll let you know as soon as I'm dead, that they're all one shot. But I'll try to get better at that. But also, I'm terrible at multitasking. If I'm worried about shooting and hitting my shots, I don't mark it right away. Like, I'll let you know, I'll call out, like, audibly that there's people here, but I'm worried about hitting my shots. Because for me, whenever I mark to ping, it does kind of fuck with my aim.
I mostly
But
mark when I know an enemy's like if I get shot and downed, my goal is not to survive. My goal is to point out where that enemy is while I'm downed and mark the shit out of
yeah,
him. So then you can proceed. Because me saying he's on me as I'm downed, they could have already run past me. But if they're marked, it gives them that pure GPS ping for a little bit longer, and it helps.
Yeah.
Because like I said,
like Jake said, a support player.
Yeah, I'm not very good at the game. I never will be. I'm not good at shooters, let's be honest. But I've gotten better. Don't get me wrong. I've gotten phenomenally better. But I'll never be pro. I know this. Everybody knows this. I'll never be pro. And I'm okay with that. I have no intentions to go pro. That's too much for me. I could not sit all day and play Call of Duty. But when it comes to that style, I do agree that it's more teamwork, like you said, and communication. What pisses me off is some people don't ping. Fuck off. Put it on some other button and fucking ping, dude. Shit. That pisses me off because they'll go over there. I'm like, fucking where? Where I'm pointing. I gotta look at the mini map while you're saying that. That's more annoying that I have to look left and then I die. And then I look like a bad player because I'm trying to find out where they are.
No, the worst people are to play with when they call out using the old Fortnite compass. They're like, 65 southwest. I'm like, dude, come on, man. They literally put this in the game. And so I'm looking up at the compass. I'm like, oh, okay, 65 southwest, and I get sniped in the head.
Yeah, I used to do that in Blackout. But he thinks I could go pro in Commander. I'm good at Magic, but not that good. But yeah, when it comes to the stuff like that, I think with, like I said, Valorant, I think I'll always be medium, but I'll never be better. Like, sometimes I get those sick-ass plays. Gary's seen them. I'll go pop, pop, pop. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this guy coming from? And next round, I die immediately. And y'all hear is, fuck, I hate this game. And Gary's like, he just got a 3-shot. He just killed 3 people in a row. What the fuck is this?
He 180'd that last dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so weird to me. But, yeah, like I said, when it comes to that kind of stuff, I think shooters, you have to take a certain way. Like, if you have a good team, you'll always win. Like, if you had, let's say if you had Shroud, Kenny, Stewie 2K and Skadoodle, who's worked together for years in Counter-Strike. Now, imagine them on a trios team who've worked together and won a fucking major, who can know how to work together as a team, them playing. Would they be the best? Probably not. Because they probably wouldn't communicate as well because you need a team leader. I don't think Shroud was the leader. I don't think Stewie was the leader. And I don't think Skadoodle was the leader. But yeah, badass. I'm pretty much they're going to win probably about 50 out of like 60 games. So they're going to win majority of the games. But whoever your in-game leader is makes a difference. So I like to try to be the leader if I can to help people like, hey guys, he's over here. I saw people there. And there's many times where you doubted me. And then they kill us from that angle.
I have. Yeah, I have.
Yeah, and I try to be... Yeah. Sometimes I've been wrong. No shit, I've been wrong, but sometimes I've been purely right. So it's a hit or miss. But if I hear something on the right, I'm going to say it.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. I'm usually the type of person where I'll let stuff unfold unless I, like, seriously need to intervene because you're doing something, like, bad, like, just dumb. No offense.
Every time I play Valorant?
I'll intervene then, but usually
I'll
wait.
Don't put your fucking smoke in my face.
Usually I'll wait and I'll tell you afterwards, like, yo, it would have been better if you would have done this, because I usually try and break it down, and then I'll tell you what you could have done better.
Is when you go, Ian, to your left. To your left. Straight. Left. Straight. And I just get killed because I'm sitting there just I'm looking left and straight.
Okay, because I know exactly what you're talking about, too, because the guy that killed me was straight ahead in your left corner. And so what you did was you were looking, and I was like, yo, he's straight ahead to your left. And then you looked, and you didn't see him, and you're like, okay, he must not be there. But you didn't say anything. You didn't register that you heard what I said. So then you started to go off towards middle and look to your right because there was an enemy there. And I was like, no, that dude's straight to your left. And then the dude straight to your left pops around and then just shoots you. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, it's to me like Valorant's one of those games
Yeah.
where like I don't know, like Overwatch is dead right now. I know this seems way off topic, but it's not. The number one pro in the world of Overwatch quit, went straight to Valorant. The game ain't even came out yet, dude.
But do you know how much potential that game has?
Valorant has a shit ton of potential compared to Overwatch. Cause like I could watch Valorant when people do sick ass plays, like the Kenny S thing, or was that Stewie, who threw his op.
Seen anything?
Someone threw their op as a flash, went in with his pistol and shot him to death, and then grabbed his op. That was the thing.
Are you talking about NCS?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, he's done that.
Yeah, was it Kenny S or was it Stewie? I think it was Kenny S.
That was Stewie.
Was it Stewie?
That was Stewie.
Stewie's such a fucking god. But him throwing that as a fucking gag and pistol whip and then re-grab it, dude, and defuse. Mm-hmm. That's so badass. And I don't think you could really pull that off, and because the maps aren't like that style.
Not only that, he's done some crazier shit than that.
Have you seen his smokes and what's that one play he does? He'll turn around, throw a flash, and it'll bounce and go through a small little hole, and then it'll go to the other side. He's like, watch this, click, and goes right over, dude. The dude's insane. Man, he's so cool to watch. But like Valorant, I haven't seen anybody besides like the cool wacky plays. Forcing, shooting the poison canister, killing the person defusing from half the map. You have like cool plays that you see, but like when you see a super kill, you're just like, man, I fucking hate that super. But being that giant circle super in a tournament, that's just so boring to watch because it's like, oh wow, you knew exactly where.
I will say, as far as Valorant
he is a
goes,
smoke criminal, yeah.
Yeah, there's actually a montage for Stewie 2K, and it says everybody hates Stewie 2K. It's a montage of people raging at him after dying.
They do hate him, but he's so good.
No, you need to watch that montage. It's great. It's like him pushing through smokes and doing shit that no other pro would do. It's like pub stuff. But that's definitely a must-watch if you haven't seen it. But anyway, talking about Valorant, I will say that the maps... Some maps are really just too much. Having 3 bomb sites, that's kind of excessive. And I feel like once people figure out certain spots on the maps and stuff, it's just going to be kind of overplayed. So I feel like they're going to have to make some new maps once they fully release the game.
Yeah, also I think their maps are kind of the same. You have that.
Yeah, they're linear.
You have the 3 maps that are they have the C long and A long, and they have B in the mid. That map matches the other map. That's just the same style, like desert stuff. You have that ramp and heaven. You have 2 heavens, for fuck's sake. One heaven's a little bit smaller of a heaven, but it's still a fucking heaven.
Not a coffee now.
No, I understand that feeling. But I'm hoping that they 100% add new characters that aren't too OP to the game. Like you have, like I said, Raze. And nobody really cares when I say, but there's a way you can play Raze and there's a way you can't play Raze. Last night was how you know how to play Raze. That is not how you.
Yeah, Raze. She kept throwing the C4 and trying to bounce to the side, or she threw it and then tried to bounce off of it and it was too far away.
Or she'll throw it and then just run away, and then because she thinks someone's over there.
She's good. I just hate playing with people that use her on offense and throw the little bot out, and it gives away your position.
Okay, Gary, let me tell you something a little bit.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
No. Well, I think more skilled wise with Raze is to, if everybody's planting at A, go to B, drop it, and run away.
Yeah.
I lost a game because I didn't know her C4 can hurt your teammates. Yes, it hurts your teammates, but it doesn't hurt you.
A lot of abilities hurt your teammates on this game. Yeah. Phoenix, his fire hurts your teammates.
Man, that pissed me the fuck off, dude. I'm sitting there like, you're healing. I'm healing. I smidgely walk to the left. I get killed because I'm in his fire.
He deserved it.
Or that time that you threw that firewall that blinded me, and then I accidentally blinded you the same game on accident with Viper by throwing the fucking spear up.
Yeah, but I was like, yo, I'm using my ult. I'm going to push this real quick. And you're like, I bet. And you
throw it in front of me.
I'm like, fuck, man.
I did it because I thought it would give you an advantage. That's why I thought. I thought that me giving you that extra cover...
It's like when you hear scatter, you know to look. Once they hear me... I forget what it's called. Run it back is what it's
Yeah,
called.
but
Once I use my ultimate.
I didn't think they think you would go out there and run balls glory. I thought, but that was my fault.
No, because that's what everyone does. That's what everyone does because they know you can get away, and if you die, you come back, you resurrect.
Yeah,
so.
the supers are super loud. Shit.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing.
It's intentionally like that.
Where he reloads. I'm reloading, and then you're like, please don't tell me the enemies can hear that. Because why are you yelling? I'm reloading to the enemy team. You know what I mean? Right in front of you. I'm reloading, but they don't do that. They don't. The other people can hear it. But I think Valorant. I think will get as big as CS:GO, but never be able to beat CS:GO. But I have to agree with Summit 1G and Dr. Disrespect that the game just doesn't have any cool plays. We've already seen them all with CS:GO. You have op kills are neat, but guess what else has op
1G
kills?
Molotov.
Yeah. He loves the new guy because he can't get killed with it.
Phoenix.
Yeah. So
he heals him.
Yeah, I love how he brought that up and laughed about it. But you have to remember it's one of those games where it can be competitive and it can be to the point where it's like infuriating because the hitbox right now are garbage. Some guy posted a video on Reddit where
I saw that the headshot range.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. But then like I see people playing like Call of Duty and they're doing so good. It blows my mind. But when I try to play like
aiming down sight does nothing. I don't know why people do it.
Let me see if someone actually has a whole aiming ADS. What's it called? Valorant. Okay, that's not what I want. When should you use ADS in Valorant? Let's pull this up. There's been a growing debate. When should you use it? I wish it would say never and that just be the end of the article. It says, for players coming to CSGO, non-ADS gameplay will suit them a lot more. It feels more familiar, and positives might...
They did have ADS. No, it doesn't zoom in. Look at your crosshair.
What are you talking about? I'm not even on the game.
No, Jake said it zooms in a tad bit, but if you look at your crosshair, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't grow anymore.
By firing from the hip, your hip fire rate isn't affected and you react to fast moving. Targets are close to mid-range. When peaking angles, you're able to move faster than if you were aiming down the sight, which I brought to you last night when we were playing. Additionally, if you have good aim and better reaction time, your first bullet can instantly kill an enemy.
Even if it does aim in...
It says, ultimately, non-ADS gameplay is great for most engagements. So...
Yeah. Okay, but all I'm going to say is, even if it does zoom in a little bit, that your reaction time when you're trying to move and strafe and do all that is just so much better when you're not aimed down sight. Yeah. So I would say it's more beneficial to just play as if you're playing CS and just not aim down sight.
There's a slight reduction in bullet spread, which making each weapon a bit more accurate when looking down the scope. But using ADS also lowers the fire rate of each automatic weapon. Ooh.
I didn't know that.
And even changes some guns, like the Bulldog rifle and the Stinger, to a burst weapon as a result. Oh, wow. That makes them bursts. Huh. As a result, this...
I thought the Bulldog was a burst already.
No, it wasn't. It was full... Or even mid-range engagements. The only ideal time to use ADS with weapons is when you're holding an angle for a long, prolonged period of time. Well, the people we played with didn't even do that. If you're holding an area that will turn into a long-range firefight, this way you can take advantage of the precision the ADS brings to a skirmish. Additionally, if you're coming from other FPS titles like Call of Duty and Apex, using the ADS system feels a little bit more comfortable since both of those games use ADS.
So basically you have more accuracy at longer range, but it also slows down the fire rate.
Yeah, but you can just
I don't know how I feel about that.
You can just pick the what's the other gun? The AK.
Phantom. It starts with a V.
Fuck.
Vandal.
You could use the Vandal and just, if you do the right shot at the right time, headshot. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah. Alright, so next topic, we'll go to the coronavirus. A big topic for you.
Ooh, juicy.
Yes,
juicy.
Yes, the juiciness.
So as far as me, I've only missed a week off of work, so it really didn't affect me too much. I do have to wear a mask at work because I work on cars and working on customer cars. I don't want to catch what they have, and I don't want to pass on what I may have.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Other than that, it really hasn't affected me too much. I mean, obviously, I stocked up on toilet paper before all this happened. Going to the store, dude, I'm not gonna lie, on my lunch break, going to like Wendy's or Chick-fil-A or any of these places, always packed. No one knows how to cook.
Yeah.
No one knows how to cook in Louisiana, I guess. Every place is packed from freaking 12 to 5.
Yeah, I do powerlifting, so I eat pre-cooked meals for the most part.
Well, yeah, if you meal prep, that's smart.
I like to meal prep because when I powerlift, get those heavy weights. I need to work out quite heavily, but because like my workout training sessions went from before the coronavirus went from 3 hours in the morning to now I don't work out at all in the morning because I don't like cardio, but my weightlifting from a month, all my weights together equal up to 1,000 pounds, but then the coronavirus hit, and then all the gyms were closed. I think gyms should still be able to be open since those are a necessity for certain people, because that could trigger a lot of enrollments. Yeah, I know. You can only limit
compared to
for like 10 people. Come on, keep it, and just only let 10 people in, dude. I was okay with that, because you know why? Because mine's a 24-hour gym. They don't have employees at fucking 3 a.m. So I go at 3 a.m., nobody can tell me I can get out or get in. So I work out for 3 hours and I dip. Because you have to think about it. When you're lifting heavy, you have to take your time. But yeah, with the coronavirus, our work is a little bit different. We had a lady with the coronavirus at her office, but we never really talked to her. And she was the front desk lady, and I never touched the desk or even touched her or even went near her. And she got caught. But then they started making us wear masks. They were telling me you have to go use the restroom, which sucks dick, because I had to put on a mask, go to the bathroom, come back, and take it off.
Yeah, that sucks.
But other than that, it hasn't affected me pretty much. The only thing is now I get to work from home instead of having to go to the office every day, and that's going to probably stick. So.
Well, that doesn't sound like such a bad thing.
Oh, no, it's pretty easy. I want to hear the topic, the top 10 guns from games and top 10 game maps. And y'all's opinion.
I don't know about top 10 game maps, but I could definitely do top 10 guns. I'm going to do it strictly for Call of Duty because I feel like that's too much of a variety.
Yeah.
But I've always been a submachine gun player, so mine would pretty much consist of submachine guns.
I like the M19901, I think. Could be completely
What is
wrong.
That's not a gun.
It's the,
That's not a gun, bro.
a snooper. What gun?
Okay, so
it's a sniper rifle.
I'll start. How about let's go back and forth. You pick a top 5. I'll shoot one back at you.
I'm trying to find it. My number 1.
From COD 4, the L9.
Jesus Christ! Why do I have to put?
Put L9. COD 4 L9. That's probably the sniper you're talking about.
Yeah, I think so. Nope, no, it's not. That's garbage. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
What do you mean? That's gotta be it. The Barrett 50 cal?
M40A3. That's what it is, boys.
Wait,
the best.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gun was badass.
Dude, everybody uses it. It's the best aim down sight rate.
Honestly, if we're gonna do this, we should do. There's so many guns, though. Okay, I will agree that would probably be my top 10, but
that's
Intervention probably a lot more fun.
Intervention was Black Ops, wasn't it?
MW2.
MW2 was the Intervention, yeah.
Vector was a Vector.
Vector is Call of Duty.
That was not Black Ops 2.
I think that was Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
That was Call of Duty Ghost.
Vector was...
Wait, the Black Ops 2...
Modern Warfare 2, yes, I was correct. The Vector's from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Okay, it was in a bunch of games, but the Black Ops 2 one sucked, bro. Everyone used the Scorpion and the MSMC. Way better. I promise you.
Vector was MW2, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 2, yeah.
That gun was bad in Black Ops 2. I guarantee you, ask anyone, everyone, sub-wise, use MSMC and the Scorpion.
Number 2.
But yeah, MSMC from Black Ops 2, that's my favorite gun from that game. The M4 was also a close second.
My number 2 gun is the Barrett 50 cal Call of Duty, dude. Nothing was more sexy than hearing.
That sound was pretty badass. Okay, we're talking favorite gun, Call of Duty history, Desert Eagle, COD 4.
Yeah, everybody used that one.
Especially because you could shoot it as fast as you wanted.
Oh, yeah, dude. I remember you had the fastest trigger finger. Everybody at school would talk about it.
The gun from Black Ops 2 where it loaded from the side. Black Ops 2 where it loaded from the side.
Let me look at them.
I'm trying to think of what gun you're talking about. Let's see. Gun where it loaded from the side? Okay. So... I do not know what gun you're talking about. They had the MTAR, the Type 25, the SWAT 5.56, the FAL, M27, SCAR.
Car 98 would be my
PDW, maybe? The PDW? Yeah.
Car 98 on World at War.
That one didn't reload from the side, did it? I thought that was underneath.
I never played much of Black Ops.
PDW is basically like a P90, but not.
Car 98 for World at War because you could take off the scopes. And the PTRS was like in my top 10 because that was the only sniper rifle that could blow someone's head off.
How about this? We just go for like top guns per Call of Duty and then call it like that. So, World at War. Mine's going to be the PPSH submachine gun.
Oh yeah, that gun was good.
Okay, so then after Call of Duty World at War is Black Ops 1. Mine's the FAMAS. Best gun in that game. After Black Ops 1.
Gotta look at oh yeah.
What game came after Black Ops 1?
I think I played the Galil.
Was that Advanced Warfare or Ghost?
No, the
Ghost.
Ghost.
It was the MTAR and the Vector because those were.
Vector, the Modern Warfare 2 favorite gun. I don't know what that one would be because it's the same guns in most.
The Vector was absolute madness in Ghost. It was one of the best guns in the game. What is that, COD 4?
Yeah, it has to be.
The UMP was...
Remember the Scorpion, bro?
That's multiple... That's Black Ops 1. That's Black Ops 1, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, because you can tell because it has the MP5K.
Yeah.
It has the Galil, the AUG. Galil and AUG were pretty good, but I would say my favorite and best gun to use was the FAMAS. I had an over 100 kill game on Black Ops 1
I like the
using the FAMAS. Let's see. After Black Ops 1, what game was that? Was that AW, Advanced Warfare? I don't even remember. That's not right.
Modern Warfare 3.
Modern Warfare 2?
Modern Warfare 3 after Black Ops.
Well, I skipped Modern Warfare 2. I'll just say Intervention because that's, you know, that was prime time sniping. Modern Warfare 3, I would probably go with...
So,
the UMP.
Call of Duty 4 came out in 2007. And World at War came out 2008. That was Treyarch when they first were in it. You know what I mean? Then Call of Duty 2 came out 2000. Damn, that was a year, dude.
Black Ops 2, MSMC for me. And then after Black Ops 2 came out, Ghost, right?
Yeah. Remember this. I got my job on November 8th. No, my bad. November 8th of 2011 is when I got my first job at GameStop. I was hired on the day of that midnight release.
That's wild.
Yep. I went to the midnight release. They worked me there. Like, I worked. I wasn't even working. I helped out, set everything up. They gave me a job. And then I was there for the Black Ops 2 midnight release. I was there for every Call of Duty Black Ops. I was there for Call of Duty Ghost, for Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, World at War. Oh, World War 2 I was there. I was not there for. I quit before then. Nope, I was still there. Yep. I quit in 2018. I've worked there for so many years. They treated me like shit. But yeah.
How most companies do.
But yeah, I quit playing Call of Duties after Black Ops 2. That's when I kind of fell away. I played a little bit of Ghost. Advanced Warfare came out. I got sunk.
Advanced Warfare, I didn't like that game, but I will say the multiplayer was well done.
The story was good too.
Well, hear me out, because the multiplayer, it had variants of guns that it did have pay to win if you did buy into crates, but there were ways, like, it could prestige 10 times and unlock pretty much the best guns in the game.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you remember, but they had the, what was it called? The Obsidian Steed, which was the Bal 21. Because everyone used the Bal 21 or the ASM1. The Obsidian Steed was the, like, maxed out Bal 21. And there was another one, it was called the Speakeasy, I think, or something of that. But it was basically like a drum mag on the ASM1, and you had a shit ton of bullets in it. And the only way you could get attachments on guns like that were by getting the variants of the gun.
Yeah.
And that was actually pretty fun trying to grind for it. But I could not go back and play that game. Because the jetpacks were just insane. You could get across the map in like 2 seconds. But yeah. But yeah, I would say probably my favorite gun of all time to use was probably the Vector in Call of Duty Ghost. That was a fun game.
That was mine. Mine was a sniper rifle for sure.
Or AK-74U in Call of Duty 4.
I remember that game. That gun was super cool.
Yeah, it was like a small AK.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, any last topics, or?
I think that wraps it up. 2-hour podcast almost. Damn. But yeah, I think this should wrap it up pretty nicely. Thank you for everybody watching the podcast as long as you did.
Appreciate it, guys. Until next time.
Enjoy your
hopefully, you know, I'll hit the gym, lose some of this quarantine weight.
I'm trying.
Appreciate having you here, Jake. Keeping us company. How could we end this off but with a last dab of hot sauce?
Oh my god, I still have it. It's right here.
So if you're watching the podcast, if you watch for a long enough time, you will get some channel points at the bottom right of your screen. And if you reach 500 points, Ian will take a dab of the last dab hot sauce. I don't know if you've seen hot ones, but that sauce is not to be messed with.
Nope.
It's brutal.
Mm-hmm. Are we playing Valorant after this? Fuck.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, I coughed. But anyway,
that makes it worse.
It does, but yeah, thank everybody for watching. This will probably be the end of my stream, so if you guys want to carry over to... Are you streaming?
Maybe. Not 100% sure.
Well, if you are or not, I'm planning on doing these podcasts once a week. I'll probably have Gary return quite a lot. I'll have a couple other people join on. I'll have probably Gray one day talk about cameras and stuff like that, and for wannabe YouTubers and tips and advice and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a fun podcast. Had a lot of fun. Hopefully next time we can do it on the weekend where we have more. We're not tired. You know.
Yeah, we have more time.
We have more time. We can totally do more. We peaked, I think, at 6 viewers, but we had like 4 to 5 viewers for quite a long time. So I think we did pretty good today. And I hope everybody has a great day and I had fun. All that jazz.
Yeah.
Thank you for Dominic again. I'll put his name up there one more time.
Appreciate you, brother.
So you can see his Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And then that's his name. So you guys can catch him.
Thanks for watching, guys.
But yeah, thank you guys again, and I'll be posting this on YouTube, so if people watch it, they'll be there. But alrighty then, everybody have a great night.
All right, later, guys.